This is the new Toyota Corolla Cross, which is the SUV version of Toyota's best-selling Corolla. It slots into the Toyota range between the CHR and the RAV4, and it fills the gap for a more practical mid-size SUV to take on the likes of the Nissan Qashqai, the Hyundai Tucson and the Kia Sportage. The new Corolla Cross also gets the privilege of debuting Toyota's newest hybrid technology. So could this be the most efficient hybrid SUV you can buy right now? I'm Caroline Kidd and you're watching the Carzone YouTube channel. Remember, you can find more Toyotas for sale on carzone.ie, Ireland's trusted motoring marketplace. And before we get into the rest of the video, please click subscribe to stay up to date with all our latest videos. So let's start with the pricing. Well, the new Corolla Cross goes on sale from just under €39,000 for a 2-litre hybrid. Now that's about €4,000 less than a Toyota RAV4, and it is well priced compared to its rivals. What's more, there's a new 1.8-litre hybrid Corolla Cross expected over the next few months, and that's going to be even cheaper to buy than this 2-litre hybrid. So the funny thing about the Toyota Corolla Cross is that it doesn't really look much like a Corolla hatchback, for example. It's a bit more like a junior RAV4, particularly in its angular design and this big front grille. Personally, I don't think it's Toyota's best work when it comes to design. I think the CHR is still the style icon of the range, but this has been designed to be more practical. And it does look smart enough with 17-inch alloy wheels as standard, and there's also LED headlamps. Now this model that I have here is the mid-range sport model, and it retails from about €41,000. It gets a little bit more bling, like these 18-inch alloy wheels, there's roof rails, and there's also a chrome effect around the front grille. So along the side, it's got a tough utilitarian look, which is very fashionable, of course, at the moment. But is it practical? That's the whole point of the Corolla Cross. There's only one way to find out. So it's actually 436 litres. Now that's by no means class leading. And if you get a spare wheel, it goes down to about 390 litres. But look, it's still usable, and we've got a flat sill, which is great, so it's easy to load things in and out of the boot of the Corolla Cross. And because the 1.8 has a slightly different suspension design at the back, it's going to have a little bit more boot space. It's actually going to have about 46 litres more, which brings it up to more like 482 litres. But in the meantime, I think it's a good sized boot. It's not the biggest in the class, but for many people this will be practical enough, and it is bigger than the boot in a CHR. In the back of the Corolla Cross, it does feel more open and roomier than a Corolla hatchback, for example. And that's because, of course, it's got a higher roof line, so it does feel brighter back here. You've got these large windows as well. It's also brighter than in the back of a CHR, for example. So I think generally it's a more family-friendly car. It's also a teeny bit wider than a Corolla hatch, but really back here I think it's more suited to 2 adults rather than 3, because that middle seat is still quite narrow, but at least there is a flat space for the middle seat passenger to place their feet. Now when it comes to leg room, it's definitely not class leading. I have enough space here as a small adult, but there's not that much room to stretch out your legs, I have to say. But you do get a rear armrest with 2 cup holders. There's also 2 USB-C ports down here, and there's also cup holders here for rear seat passengers in the doors, which is a nice little feature as well. The cabin is pretty much identical to the Corolla, which I think is a good thing because you instantly feel at home in here. The quality is also really good. It's excellently built. There's lots of really nice soft touch materials. The Corolla Cross also gets Toyota's new digital instrument cluster for the driver, and that looks really good. And you also get this very impressive large touchscreen as standard as well. And it comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And there's also physical dials and controls for the ventilation. All versions come very well equipped, even the entry-level Luna model with a reversing camera, there's dual zone climate control, there's the touchscreen, there's the digital instrument cluster and a full suite of standard safety equipment. The Toyota Corolla Cross debuts Toyota's new 5th generation hybrid technology, which has been designed to be more efficient, more powerful and better to drive than ever before. Of course, Toyota is famous for a hybrid. They've been doing it for over 25 years, since the pioneering Prius of the 1990s. The new hybrid has lighter and more compact components, and it also has a new battery. Corolla Cross is built on the same platform as the Corolla, but it's not quite as fun to drive, I would say, though it handles in a predictable and natural way. And it's also a very comfortable car to spend time in, and that really matters for a family SUV like this. You also get that higher driving position of an SUV. The entry into the range is the 1.8 litre hybrid with 140 horsepower, and that will be available in Ireland in the next few months. What I'm driving is the more powerful 2 litre hybrid, and it has 197 horsepower, which is a healthy amount of power for the Corolla Cross. There's plenty of power for joining motorways or overtaking. The only issue I have with the car is that if you ask for power quickly, so if you press that accelerator hard, it just has a tendency to make quite a lot of noise, which I'll demonstrate now. So it's almost as if it's holding on to the revs there. And that could be a little bit frustrating for keener drivers. This is a car that certainly favours a more relaxed pace of driving. And then it's really nice in here. It's very quiet and it's very smooth. And that's when you'll get the best efficiency from the car as well. When it comes to efficiency, of course, the Corolla Cross is one of the best for efficiency. So I've seen as low as 4.7 litres per 100 kilometres while I've been driving this car. At the moment, it's averaging about 5.8 litres per 100 kilometres. And we're doing a lot of up and downhill mountain driving here, so it's quite intensive driving. It's very impressive, and I think the Corolla Cross is certainly one of the most efficient mid-size SUVs you can buy right now, and it's frequently dipping in and out of EV driving, and that helps the overall consumption of the vehicle. The Toyota Corolla Cross adds a little bit of SUV charisma to one of Ireland's favourite cars, and that should guarantee it a certain amount of success in the market. This is a solid and dependable choice of SUV. It's easy to live with, and while some rivals might be a little bit more spacious, this is one of the most efficient hybrid SUVs that you can buy right now. Remember, you can find more cars for sale on carzone.ie, Ireland's trusted motoring marketplace. And if you liked this review, please click subscribe to stay up to date with all our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.